The world we live in is filled with technology. It's pretty much everywhere. And seemingly with technology comes the idea that we could become more informed, within the idea that we need to simplify things. From making things shorter, like sentences, to summarizing things, to even shortening words. The word professional has become pro. And even though they're meant to be the same word, the two words are treated differently when used in a certain form of a sentence. Or even words that we don't know the original word, but we only know the shortened version. I'm pretty sure the word etc., EXC, was actually a word at some point. But my point being, we like to shorten things. But there are some things that can't be shortened, that can't be summarized because there's just too much to say. And God cannot be summarized. There are three things that people do when something is not summarized. They either ignore it, they read half of it, or they read the whole thing and really sink it in. In our society, people who read the entire thing are becoming less and less common, and only leaving those who don't get the full scoop. But if you really love God, or if you really need to change something in your life, or if you need a father, or if you need a friend, or even if you just want your life to be provided for, then you will make time to study. And you will make time to get to know God's character. And even if we spent every minute of our entire lives, we would never see the entire thing. We would only ever see a glimpse. There's always something new to learn. There's always room to grow. There's always a way to share, and there's always something there. It's like a never-ending gold mine where you have to dig, and there's more. The more you find, you keep pulling stuff out. But you can't get to the gold mine and snap your fingers and automatically the gold is already mined for you. Although that would be a really neat trick, that's not how it works. You have to dig, you have to seek it, you have to keep going after it as if it's the only thing in your life, because guess what? God is the only thing for your life, and you wouldn't desire anything else if you had God. In the Bible, you read all these stories about how God has done amazing things, from moving mountains to raising the dead. But the Bible isn't just some ancient history book, and although it does relate to history, the word is not dead. If you look through the passages, every single word doesn't just apply to the figures, but it also applies to you. Even in the Bible, it describes that after the resurrection, Jesus did many great things, but none of them were recorded because it was too much to be contained in one book. The resurrection in general was written in multiple different ways by multiple different people. And with each take on a new story, a new detail is added. And even if you combine all of these takes of the resurrection into one most perfect way possible, there's no way that it could be exactly the same as the actual event. And that's the same with God. You can look through all the words that ever existed, but none of them can fully describe the mercy that we have been given. We can sing all the worship songs that have ever been written, but it's still not enough because there's always more praise to give. We have enough words to say anything, but there's no correct amount of words to describe God. God can't be summarized. He can't be squished to a nice and clean sentence. He can't be set aside like an object. In truth, none of us completely know him. And isn't that wonderful? Keep searching, guys.